Hello and welcome to Let's Play Solasta Lost Valley with me, BringItDon. Lost Valley is the first campaign DLC released for Solasta, Crown of the Magister. It was released on April 14th, 2022. And just like the base game, it was both developed and published by Tactical Adventures. Along with the new campaign, 9 new subclasses have been introduced to the game, one for each of the existing classes. But do keep in mind that 2 of those are tied to the Primal Calling DLC, so if you want to play with the Barbarian or the Druid, you will need to buy that DLC. On top of all of that, they've also introduced multiplayer, as you see here, which does support up to 4-player co-op. So going forward, the rest of this episode will be nothing but character creation. I'm going to go through and create my party, because unlike most CRPGs, Solasta allows the player to create their entire party from the outset, but you are limited to a party of 4. I'm going to go through and read everything pertaining to the characters I'm going to create and their classes, a very comprehensive reading of everything I'm going to take forward into the campaign. So if that's not your cup of jam, feel free to skip ahead to the next episode, where we will jump into the campaign proper. But for now, let us start a new adventure and create our adventurers. I will be playing the campaign on authentic mode. Let's go and get started with this. Our first character will be a hill dwarf. So dwarves in general get 5 movement, a +2 to constitution. They get Dwarven Resilience, which includes saving throw, advantage against poison, and resistance to poison damage. They get Dwarven Combat Training, which gives them proficiency with the battle axes, hand axes, and warhammers. And they get Heavy Armor Training, so that they're unaffected by heavy armor penalties. The Hill Dwarf specifically gets +1 to Wisdom. They get Dwarven Toughness, which is +1 hit point per level. They get Dark Vision, so they see normally in dim light, and in natural darkness as if it is dim light. And they get Common and Dwarvish as their languages. Hill Dwarves are naturally skilled miners and craftsmen, gifted with keen senses, deep intuition, and remarkable resilience. Blocky and sturdy, they are fierce warriors and keepers of their ancestral culture and traditions. So for every class I select, I am going to be taking the new subclasses. Some of them I won't be able to select until a higher level. But some classes like the Cleric, you get to choose your path as soon as you create your character. The Fighter, we don't get to select until later on. So Fighter class features include saving throw proficiencies in Strength and Constitution. Fighter armor proficiencies include light, medium, and heavy armor, and shield, so they can wear anything. Smithing, you're trained to craft basic ammunition with Smith's tools, which includes arrows and bolts. Fighter weapon proficiencies include simple and martial weapons. Fighter skills, I can choose 2 of these: acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, or survival. A fighting style, you can choose a fighting style as a specialty. Second Wind, regain 1d10 plus level HP as a bonus action. And starting equipment, you can change it around a little bit. I'm going to keep it as is for now. So we start with chainmail, a shield, 20 crossbow bolts, longsword, light crossbow, and a Dungeoneer's pack, which includes a backpack, 10 torches, ration pouch, potion of healing, antitoxin, and projectile parts. The fighters are trained in the arts of combat. They are adept with most weapons, but often choose to specialize. All fighters can use armor, shields, and ranged weapons. At higher levels, at level 2 we get Action Surge. Regain a main action immediately. Take a short or long rest to recover this power. Level 3, Martial Archetypes. Select a Martial Archetype, or Archetype. That's where we will select the Commander subclass. At level 4, we get an Ability Score choice. Came out weird. Choose between increasing your ability scores or gaining a bonus feat. At level 5, get an extra attack. You can attack 1 more time per combat turn when you use the attack or shove actions. Level 6, another ability score choice. Same with level 8. Level 9, we get Indomitable. You reroll a saving throw that you fail. If you do so, you must use the new roll. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. At level 11, get another extra attack. Level 12, another ability score choice. Very straightforward class. For our background, we will select Sellsword. The Sellsword background features include Soldiering, proficient in Athletics and Intimidation, Armored, proficient with medium armor, which is redundant with the fighter class. Additional languages, choose 1 additional language, and we start with Military Campaign Ribbon, 10 gold, and Commoner's Clothing. Let me go through and read all these flags real quick. So altruism, a tendency to always try to help those in need. Kindness, a tendency to care about others, preferring to make friends rather than enemies. Lawfulness, a tendency to follow rules, laws, and order rather than chaos. Pragmatism, a tendency to value practicality over principles. Cynicism, a tendency to scoff at principles and values. Authority, a tendency to enforce rules and beliefs with authority and leadership. Caution, a tendency to take care of one's own safety above all. Egoism, a tendency to put oneself, friends, and family first at the expense of others. Greed, a tendency to value wealth and comfort above all else. Violence, a tendency to solve problems with violence even when there are other options. So for this character, here authority and violence, and then authority and pragmatism. You spent your youth in a company of mercenaries, and since then, your fighting skills have been put to the service of gold. Companionship and bloodshed have forged your character and made you both tough and bitter. I'm gonna go with point buy in this playthrough. I know my other playthroughs I've rolled for my stats. This will be more balanced and should take less time. So strength is the most important one. We're gonna get that up to 15. Constitution will go up to 17. And then dexterity 14. I like this instead. Let's do this. Alright, so for strength. Strength measures bodily power, athletic training, and the extent to which you can exert raw physical force. Dexterity measures agility, reflexes, and balance. Constitution measures health, stamina, and vital force. Intelligence measures mental acuity, accuracy of recall, and the ability to reason. Wisdom reflects how attuned you are to the world around you, represents perceptiveness and intuition. And charisma measures your ability to interact effectively with others. It includes such factors as confidence, eloquence, and it can represent a charming or commanding personality. Must have a point to spend. Alright, we're just gonna do that then. I'm gonna go with protection here. So when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield. Alright, we're gonna read all the skills. Athletics, your strength check covers difficult situations you encounter while climbing, jumping, or swimming. Acrobatics, your dexterity check covers your attempts to stay on your feet in a tricky situation, such as when you're trying to run across a sheet of ice, balance on a tight rope, or stay upright in a rocking ship's deck. Sleight of hand, whenever you attempt an act of legerdemain or manual trickery, such as planning something on someone else or concealing an object on your person, make a dexterity check. Stealth. Make a dexterity check when you attempt an action while in close vicinity of enemies or remaining undetected. Your score is also used to determine how fast the detection gauge fills up when sneaking around enemies. Arcana. Your intelligence check measures your ability to recall lore about spells, magic items, eldritch symbols, magical traditions, the planes of existence, and the inhabitants of those planes. History. Your intelligence check measures your ability to recall lore about historical events, legendary people, ancient kingdoms, past disputes, recent wars, and lost civilizations. Investigation. When you look around for clues and make deductions based on those clues, make an intelligence check. Nature. Your intelligence check measures your ability to recall lore about terrain, plants and animals, the weather, and natural cycles. Religion. Your intelligence check measures your ability to recall lore about deities, rites and prayers, religious hierarchies, holy symbols, and the practices of secret cults. Animal handling. When there's any question whether you can calm down a domesticated animal, keep a mount from getting spooked, or intuit an animal's intentions, make a wisdom check. You also make a wisdom check to control your mount when you attempt a risky maneuver. Insight. Your wisdom check decides whether you can determine the true intentions of a creature, such as when searching out a lie or predicting someone's next move. This can be useful to know which negotiation technique you should employ during a dialogue. Medicine. A wisdom check lets you try to stabilize a dying companion, diagnose an illness, or craft healing potions or antitoxin. Perception. A wisdom check lets you spot, hear, or otherwise detect the presence of something. It measures your general awareness of your surroundings and the keenness of your senses. Survival. You make a wisdom check to follow tracks, hunt wild game, guide your group through frozen wastelands, identify signs that owlbears live nearby. I guess just specifically owlbears. Predict the weather, avoid quicksand and other natural hazards. Deception. The charisma check determines whether you can convincingly hide the truth, either verbally or through your actions. Intimidation. When you attempt to influence someone through overt threats, hostile actions, and physical violence, you make a charisma check. Performance. Your charisma check determines how well you can delight an audience with music, dance, acting, storytelling, or some other form of entertainment. Persuasion. When you attempt to influence someone or a group of people with tact, social graces, or good nature, you make a charisma check. Typically, you use persuasion when acting in good faith, to foster friendships, make cordial requests, or exhibit proper etiquette. So for him, we'll grab acrobatics and insight. Alright, so these don't provide any extra information. They're all pretty straightforward anyway. We will read about the languages though. So starting with Common. The standard language spoken on Solasta is a debased form of Imperial High Elvish, infused with bits of Tamarian language. It is a legacy of Solasta's history. Draconic. Language spoken by dragons and other reptilian creatures. Druidic. The secret language of the Druids. Oh, these little eyes here also mean that they're not part of the main campaign. Though it does just list Crown of the Magister campaign. They may be introduced in the Lost Valley campaign. We won't know until we start. Dwarvish. An old Solastan language preserved by dwarves living outside the Imperial Dominion and survived the Cataclysm. Elvish. An old Solastan language shared by High Elves and Sylvan Elves, but mostly spoken by the latter. Giant. Language spoken by most large humanoids, such as true giants or lesser beings such as ogres. Goblin. The crude dialect of the goblins is even simpler than Orcish. Halfling. The old language of the Halflings, originating before the split between marsh and island people. Orcish. Language spoken by orcs and their brethren. Spy's Codebook. This book of various codes and ciphers allows you to read most encoded messages. Terran. A dialect of the primordial language spoken by creatures from the elemental plane of Earth, or those otherwise related to the Earth in some way. And Old Tamarian. An ancient language originated from Tirmar, the lost world of humans. It has been protected and transmitted since the Cataclysm. I'll grab Goblin here, because I think it's more thematic. And we don't know if it's going to be in the Lost Valley DLC or not. Alright, so let's read this down here. A proficiency in a saving throw, skill, tool, or weapon lets you add a proficiency bonus to the corresponding ability check. Proficiency in feats, languages, and armors lets you use them. Expertise in skills and tools doubles the proficiency bonus. Alright, his name will be Dundren. Clan will be Great Bellow. I'm not going to do any tattoos on him. I'll go with that scar, I think. We may not see it with the beard that I go with, but we'll see. I do wish some of these dwarf beards were available for the human faces. I think for this one I'm going to go with this one. I'll make it a little gray. Make him a little older, but not too old.
Kill them all! I don't believe it. Push! Kill them all!
Alright, I'm not going to create backgrounds because last time I did that in the base campaign, they kind of forced other backgrounds on me. It kind of ruined the backstories I created for my characters. That's right, I was fiddling around with that. So let's do Undrin. Perfect. Alright, let's make the next one. So next one will be a halfling, marsh halfling specifically. So halflings in general get 5 movement, plus 2 to dexterity, brave, so advantage on saving throws against being frightened, lucky, you roll a 1 on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, re-roll and use the new roll. A halfling nimbleness, you move through the space of any creature that is of a larger size than you. And the marsh halfling specifically gets +1 to constitution, common and halfling languages, a swamp favored terrain, so areas with marshes and ponds and a humid atmosphere are considered swamp terrain. Dark vision, see normally in dim light and in natural darkness as if in dim light. Make her a female. Marsh halflings have lived in the tradition of their ancestors, who used to move, fight, and even sleep in swamp terrain. They're particularly sturdy compared to their island cousins, while being generally less likable and certainly no less courageous. And she will be our cleric. So cleric class features include saving throw proficiencies in wisdom and charisma. They get cleric armor proficiencies, light and medium armor, and a shield. Cleric weapon proficiencies include simple weapons. Cleric skills, you can choose any of these 2, history, insight, medicine, persuasion, or religion. Cleric spellcasting, cast spells from the cleric spells list. Ritual casting, you can cast a spell as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag, you have the spell prepared. Divine domains, choose one of the divine domains granted by your deity. Scroll scribing, you've been trained to scribe magic scrolls. I'm not going to change this either. We're going to start with a mace, light crossbow, a priest pack, which includes a backpack, 2 candles, ration pouch, healing remedy, crafting manual scroll of cure wounds, and a scroll of revivify. A holy symbol, amulet, a scale mail, 20 crossbow bolts, and a shield. A cleric to the servants of their chosen deity. In exchange for their faith and service, they are granted miraculous powers, as long as they constrain themselves to follow their god's creed and perform their religion's rituals. We're going to go with Messiah, which is the new one for the Mischief Cleric domain. And we're going to go with Mischief here. So Messiah, the goddess of mischief, protector of rogues and swindlers, and patron of all those who chafe against rules and enjoy a little chaos. Priests of Messiah seldom live a relaxing life. Usually they are one step ahead of the law, if they are lucky. Many lead a double life, normal citizens by day and priests of Messiah by night, because the cult of Messiah is outlawed in many nations and barely tolerated in most others. Alignment is chaotic neutral, divine domains are mischief and battle, and the mischief domain specifically... Oh, I didn't look at higher levels. I'll do that real quick. Alright, so at level 2, get Channel Divinity. Use Channel Divinity actions once between rests, and then Channel Divinity turn undead. Channel Divinity to force undead creatures within 6 cells who can see you to flee, unless they make a successful Wisdom saving throw. Level 4, an ability score choice. Level 5, turn undead destroy. First part is just repeated. And undead creatures with a challenge rating of 0.5 or lower that fail the saving throw are instead destroyed. And then level 6, Channel Divinity increased, +1 Channel Divinity used between rests. Level 8, another ability score choice. And Turn Undead Destroy, which is increased to 1 instead of 0.5. Level 11, Turn Undead Destroy, once again increased to a challenge rating of 2. And level 12, ability score choice. So not a lot going on here, but we gain a lot of spells as we go, which is where the power of the cleric resides. Alright, so the Mischief Domain specifically. So Mischief Domain spells, any list and always prepared. Level 1, Charm Person and Expeditious Retreat. Level 3, Blur and Invisibility. Level 5, Hypnotic Pattern and Slow. Level 7, Confusion and Greater Invisibility. Level 9, Dominate Person and Hold Monster. Then Trickster, Proficiency with Stealth and Deception. And Borrowed Luck. When you fail a saving throw where you did not have disadvantage, you can use your reaction to roll again. If you succeed, you will have disadvantage on your next saving throw. This stacks well with the Halfling Lucky feature. So you get an automatic reroll if it's a 1. If you don't like that, you can roll again with Borrowed Luck. The Mischief Domain is followed by those who pursue joy, pleasure, and wealth through trickery, luck, and manipulation. We go to Low Life Background. So Low Life Background features include Cut Purse, proficient in Sleight of Hand, Stealth, and Deception, and Burglary, proficient with Thieves' Tools. And we start with Commoner's Clothing and Thieves' Tools, which allows you to pick locks. For her, we'll have Greed and Egoism. So born in the streets, you have always been discarded by most commoners in order to survive with close to nothing. This made you tough and resourceful. Manners and education are not your strong suit. You've learned to compensate with other qualities. Alright, so for her, we want Wisdom maxed out first. That's the big one. Some Constitution. I'm going to put points into Dexterity here. Looks good to me. I can only put 15 into Wisdom. Okay. I'm actually a little split on this. I'll do that instead. Looks a little better. Alright, then here we want Medicine and Insight. Starting spells. Sacred Flame is good, and Light is good. Oh, we get 3. Creative Light, Grab Sparkle, and Guidance. Alright, her name would be Revi. Last name, Slygrin. Any tattoos I'm interested in? Probably not. This is a little beefy, right? Maybe a little on the nose, but go with that. I keep it black. No scars, hair shape. I was pretty happy with the one that she had. Yes, I think I'll keep that. That works for me. Like blue eyes or something, I guess. Keep her the same age. She...
Come on, harder!
Nice jump.
Crush 'em!
Yeah, we'll go with voice 2. Alright, there's our second companion. Alright, so our next character will be a human. Because what adventure... There's no good adventure without a human paladin named Donald. So humans get 6 movement, ability score increase, +1 to all ability scores, and languages common in one language of your choice. Originally born on Tirmar and brought to Solasta before the Cataclysm, humans have adapted to their new world thanks to their unique talents. Able to live anywhere and take any job, they're versatile above all else. Alright, and Paladin, of course. The Paladin class features include saving throw proficiencies in Wisdom and Charisma. Paladin armor proficiencies are light, medium, heavy armor, and shield, so anything. Paladin weapon proficiencies, simple and martial. Paladin skills, you can choose between athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion. A Divine Sense, reveal Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. Healing Pool, Pool of Healing Power, 5 points per Paladin level. A Lay on Hands, spend points from your healing pool to restore lost HP. A Neutralize Poison, spend 5 points from your Lay on Hands healing pool to neutralize 1 poison. Cure Disease, spend 5 points from your healing pool to cure 1 disease. And here I'm actually going to swap to this. We'll be using a two-handed weapon with our Paladin. A great axe and a great sword. It's a little redundant, but I like it. So we're going to start with a great axe, 5 javelins, chainmail, a great sword, a holy symbol amulet, and a priest pack, which includes backpack, 2 candles, ration pouch, healing remedy, crafting manual, scroll of cure wounds, and a scroll of revivify. So paladins are elite warriors who have sworn unbreakable holy oaths to fight evil. In addition to their weapons and armor, they wield divine powers and clerical spells. So higher levels, so level 2 we get Divine Smite. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon, you can spend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8 additional radiant damage, plus 1d8 per slot, level above first, 1d8 when hitting an undead or a fiend. Sorry, an extra plus 1d8, or 1d8. A fighting style, choose a fighting style as a specialty. A paladin spellcasting, you can cast spells from the paladin spells list. A level 3, Channel Divinity. Use Channel Divinity actions once between rests. And Sacred Oaths. Select and swear the Sacred Oath that binds you as a Paladin forever. That is where we select the new subclass, the Judgment Paladin. Level 4, Ability Score Choice. Level 5, Extra Attack. Level 6, Aura of Protection. It grants a saving throw bonus to your surrounding allies, equal to your Charisma modifier, a minimum of 1. Level 8, another Ability Score Choice. Level 10, Aura of Courage. You and allies within 10 feet cannot be frightened while you are conscious. At 18th level, the range becomes 30 feet. A level 11, Improved Divine Smite. Whenever you hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage, whether you're spending a spell slot to smite or not. And then level 12, another ability score choice. And here we will select Pakri, or Pakri, the goddess of law and knowledge and patron of judges and lawyers, teachers, librarians, and scholars. She gifted humans with the thirst for knowledge so they could learn and develop their society, and the law which preserves civilization. Her clergy is divided into 2 orders. The Order of the Book includes the most learned lawyer priests in the world. The Order of the Owl sends its members across the land to help those in need of protection and justice. Alignment is lawful neutral. We're going to go with the Aristocrat. So the Aristocrat background features include higher education, so proficient in history, persuasion, and intimidation, and additional languages. I can choose 2. We start with a sigil ring and 80 gold. The authority and lawfulness, and then we are going to go with pragmatism and authority. That's too similar to the other guy. Let's do lawfulness and pragmatism. Alright, point buy here. Strength and charisma are our big ones. And then constitution. And we're done. Alright, I guess athletics here, and do they like any of these? Grab medicine. Then here, Ultimarian makes sense. Oh, man, that's our ancestry language anyway. Then 2 other choices, I will go with Draconic and Elvish. Alright, this face is a little unsettling. But first, let's take care of this. Alright, so Donald and Hiram. I know I'm mixing Gaelic and Latin, but it's okay. Alright, let's fix this face. Man, I really wish they had the dwarven beards available for the human. We'll make that work, I guess. Alright, can fix this. I need a beard with more texture. We need to change this. I guess we'll rock that one. And then as far as hair goes, this is a tough call. Guess we'll do this one again. That's what I did in my first playthrough. Make him really big.
I'll get you yet.
Most unfortunate that.
Undignified, but necessary.
Yeah, guess that works. A little older. Not the whole same name. Shoot. Alright, good Donald. Alright, one more character to go. We have... What am I making next? It's an elf. Alright, so the elf ancestry features include +2 to dexterity, Fey ancestry, saving throw advantage against charm, and immunity to magical sleep. Dark vision, see normally in dim light, and in natural darkness as if in dim light. Keen senses, proficient in the perception skill. Trance, requires a meditation or sufficient to rest. And the high elf specifically gets 6 movement, a +1 to intelligence. Elf weapon training includes longsword, short bow, and longbow. A high elf cantrip, choose one wizard cantrip using intelligence as the spellcasting ability. And their languages include Common, Elvish, and one language of your choice. High elves are the descendants of the people who ruled Solasta for centuries. They were trained to use magic very early and have a gift for languages. They received the traditional martial training of their people with swords and bows. And he will be a wizard. So wizard class features include saving throw proficiencies in intelligence and wisdom. Weapon proficiencies are dagger, dart, quarterstaff, and light crossbow, which doesn't matter because he has the elven proficiencies. Wizard skills, so you can choose 2 of them: Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, or Religion. Wizard spellcasting, can cast spells from the wizard spell list. Ritual casting, you can cast a spell as a ritual if the spell has the ritual tag. You have it in your spellbook. You don't need to have the spell prepared. Then magical crafting, you've been trained to scribe magic scrolls and use enchanting equipment. Alright, so we're going to start with Quarterstaff, Scholar's Pack, which includes a backpack, ration pouch, 2 candles, Angry Violet, crafting manual scroll of magic missile, scroll kit, crafting manual potion of healing, and a pearl. Then adventuring wizard's clothing, component pouch, and a spellbook. Wizards spend their lives studying magic, learning more and more powerful and wondrous spells. Despite their weakness in physical combat, their magical abilities make them dangerous foes. At higher levels, so at level 2 they get arcane traditions. It grants you specialization with a certain kind of magic. Arcane recovery. Once per day when you complete a short rest, you can recover a number of expended spell slots, max 5th level, up to half your wizard level, rounded up. Level 4, ability score choice, level 8, ability score choice, and level 12, ability score choice. Just like the cleric, not a lot going on here, but you do get a bunch of spells, so where their power comes from. He'll be an academic? Yeah, this is what we want. So the academic background features include Bookworm, proficient in Arcana, Nature, and Insight. A Runaway Antiquarian. You still have ties to the Antiquarians, and your relationship with them is already good. I'm not sure if that'll tie into the new campaign or not, but they did play a role in the base game. Additional languages, choose 2 additional languages. And then enchanter, finish it with the Manacalon rosary, which is super important if you want to craft equipment. Supposed to be useful to enchant items. Not supposed to be, it is. Background equipment includes a notebook, 15 gold, and commoner's clothing. Here we will have pragmatism and egoism. And we'll just rock that again. So the academic description, you had 2 passions growing up, history and magic. Your teachers saw your interests and ensured that your potential was nurtured. Your mission in life is to discover the secrets of the past, both magical and mundane. So you took your backpack and set out to discover the wonders of Solasta for yourself. Alright, here we want intelligence pumped all the way up. Dexterity's okay, but the new subclass I think is going to use more strength. I'm going to do it like that. The new subclass, the Court Wizard, gives the wizard proficiency with shields. They can become like a frontline wizard, and that's what I'm going for. Yeah, I'm gonna go strength instead of dexterity. Alright, so here we want history, probably religion, and with Orcish, Dwarvish, and we have that taken care of. We don't have giant yet, so let's grab that. Alright, so knowing B is useful. Chill touch is also very useful. Shadow armor is pretty good. Well, I wouldn't say it's pretty good. Firebolt's also handy. Class spells, what do we want? Magic missile is fantastic. Mage armor is not bad. Grease is really good. See, this didn't play a role in the first campaign. I'm not going to select it here either. Identify. I almost forgot to grab that. Shield is good, and maybe we'll get jumped last. No. Okay. Let's grab Detect Magic, Identify, Magic Missile, Shield, Grease, Mage Armor. Alright, that should do it. Alright, this will be Tavarin, Mithrali, there's one that I think would fit well with him. Find it. Well, maybe not. Doesn't look as good as I remember it looking. Yeah, maybe we'll just do without. Scars that I want? Not really. Just a small one on the nose like that. Maybe I'm going bald, but I don't want him to look like soulless, so let's see. It's so hard to decide because I don't really like any of them. We'll just go with this. My other elvish character had the same hair, so that's why it's so hard to decide. This time we'll go with black instead of blonde. Eye color, like nice green color, I guess. Make him a little bigger since he's gonna be a frontline character, and a little older.
Next time,
I believe there is a
swear.
hidden door.
The fight is not yet over.
You are a true savior.
Clearly, you have trained well.
You are a valued comrade.
I don't want overlapping voices. But I guess that's too bad. Alright. Those are 4 characters. Go ahead and select them. Donald Iram will be our party leader. Well, actually... Whoops, that's wrong. Thundrin. Thundrin might actually be the party leader. This is going to be the commander. Tavarin Mithrili, and... Where's she at? Revi Slygren. There we go, there's our party. Alright, we'll jump into the campaign next time. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.